Hi, I'm Susan Blaine. I'm here with Emile Salem, and I'm really excited to have you here because he's really a special entrepreneur. I would call him a serial entrepreneur. Right now, he's the founder of Collab Space, collabspace.ca. Really cool space. We'll talk a little bit about that. Hi, welcome to Sharing with Susan B, telling stories from the heart. We're looking to inspire, telling stories of struggle, vulnerability, and lessons learned. Because you're really unique in that when you were younger, though, you wanted to be an actor.
That's right.
Battlestar Galactica, you saw that show and you just wanted to be on it.
I did.
You ended up pursuing another path, but you also had this desire to help people. You always wanted to help people who couldn't help themselves. First job was a paper boy. Boy, we have a lot of paper boys in this series. You were a dishwasher, a cook, an auto repair guy, a janitor, vacuums. You sold them door to door. You did shoe shining. You sold knives door to door. I mean, you did a lot of things, and you've had over 44 businesses, including Collab Space.
That's true.
And your first businesses you started in high school.
That's right.
You
Yes.
had the landscaping and snow removal. You had commercial floor cleaning. So you're really practicing those entrepreneurial muscles early in life, right? Some of the businesses you've had over the years, you've had pizza restaurants, you've had deli shops, you've had internet solution provider businesses, you've had construction companies, plumbing companies, HR temp agency, used car dealership. Gosh, so many. DJ and party planning.
Wow, getting tired just listening to all that.
44 is a big number. Your volunteering too it really shows your passion for helping others. You've mentor at Startup Ottawa. You like to speak at high schools to train the young about an entrepreneurial mindset, which I really love. And you help new immigrants coming in and teaching them about entrepreneurship. Tell us about your latest passion or what you're really passionate about right now.
Well, you mentioned before, I love helping people. I love to be a part of their success. So every individual wants to make something of themselves, and I'm really promoting entrepreneurship as the vehicle to get what you want in life. But you can't do it alone, and I just want to be that support team for them.
Tell us about Collab Space and the whole concept around it, because I think it's super cool.
Yeah, so I started Collab Space with an idea of being semi-retired. I had 43 companies, not all at once, but I did run about 4 companies at the same time. I decided I just didn't want to do that anymore. Became a glorified babysitter, and I wasn't really fulfilling my passion. So I kind of got rid of 3 companies and kept my mentoring company, and I wanted to just help young entrepreneurs and small business owners and just support the local economy. I realized quickly they couldn't afford me, so I said, well, how can I get that knowledge only executives could afford to that small business owner? And so Collab Space was born where, I'd rent a few offices out to cover the expenses, but I'd have a co-working space. And for a couple $100 a month, you had unlimited usage of a co-working space, but you also had me to put on workshops and be your coach, your mentor, your trainer. And so that was the idea. And unfortunately, it lasted about 30 days before it blew up. And within 6 months, we took over a 23,000 square foot warehouse and just started renovating. And
It's really
it's
cool
going awesome.
space. It
It
was
is.
formerly like an industrial
Yeah, it
warehouse?
was Nicastro and Ital Foods, like food distribution center, and it was a warehouse, so like a big garage, and we did a lot of work to convert it into a really cool space. But more than the space, it's about the community we've built,
Yeah.
and that being that support team for small business owners, and that's where I get my passion
So
from.
it's a membership, and how many members do you have right now?
We're about 250 members and growing,
Wow.
and yeah, it's a month-to-month membership.
So let's talk about what you feel has been so far in 44 businesses, your biggest business struggle.
Well, for me, it's all about my own mindset
Yeah.
and feeling of, just not being good enough, my self-worth and self-doubt creeping in. And it's a killer of business and innovation and entrepreneurship, because if you don't feel you can do it or you're not good enough, sometimes you believe yourself and you quit. So I battle that all the time. I still
Yeah.
haven't gotten over it,
No.
full 100%. But it's something a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, and especially new entrepreneurs who, there was no training, there's no support. They become an entrepreneur, maybe not out of choice, but out of necessity,
Yeah.
and who's there to support them. And that goes back to my passion and why I want to be there.
And I mean, I'm an entrepreneur now for the first time in my life, and I call myself a solopreneur,
Right.
right? Because it is lonely, and it
It
can,
is.
and you don't know what you're doing all the time. And it's important to surround yourself with people that are of like mind and like heart, that want to
Absolutely.
support you. No mentors or anything. So I love what you're doing, and you're giving back. So what have you learned from some of these struggles? Certainly not feeling like you're enough.
Right. Well, I definitely learned, you've heard the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Well, it takes a community to raise a successful business. Nothing can be accomplished successfully on your own as an
That's right.
individual.
Yeah.
You really need a team around you. And if you look at any successful person in the world, they've not done it alone. They may be the person that's highlighted, but it's the team around them that's made them who they are. And so belonging to a community, getting that support is imperative.
Yeah, and then asking for help,
Right?
right?
Absolutely.
Not being afraid to ask for help. I think that's really important.
And that's one of the things we're working on too is, that fake it till you make it mentality. And a lot of people pretending everything's going great, but really it's not.
No.
You got to speak up and not be afraid to talk about it and ask for help and surround yourself with support.
Yeah, that whole sort of mental health mindset is so important to strengthen and surround yourself with people that can encourage you when you're not feeling so confident.
Yes.
And I know you shared with me you've lost a couple of friends.
That's true. That's true. And the friends I lost, I had no idea were even struggling because they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And so we really need to be there for each other and check in on each other. But we have to also admit that we're having a bad day and we need help. We got to get rid of that stigma that you can't talk about negative things, and we need to do that.
Well, because it's real.
Absolutely.
It's true, and and we can support each other. So, what advice would you give either your younger self or a young entrepreneur just starting out?
Sure. Well, I think the best thing is education. Now, I'm not a big proponent of the educational system. There's not a lot out there that helps entrepreneurs, but you still need to educate yourself. And the best way to do that is immerse yourself in who you want to be. So if there's an industry or a field or a company that you want to start, go and volunteer for free.
I love that. Yeah.
A lot of people say, oh, well, I can't work for free. Well, if you're going to spend hundreds of thousands and 4 years of your life in a university and still be where you started out, what's working 6 months for free for somebody? That real life education is bar none the best.
Immeasurable, for sure. And I love that. I had a guy, Scott Goodfellow, who was on here, and his father made him work for 6 months for his company for free.
Well, you're going to learn a few things. You're going to learn if you like it, if you're going to continue, but you're also going to learn how to do it in real time and not from a textbook or from a professor who's never done it before and just reading out of a book. So
yeah, practical hands-on. It's actually how I built my entire career.
Yeah,
you have
that's
too.
how
Both
I've
of us
taught
have
myself.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that there's anything against education, but I think sometimes I feel like it's more of a money game than anything else.
Well, that's it. I'll disagree with you. I have a lot against education for entrepreneurship. It just doesn't exist. What's out there isn't good enough. But immersing yourself in learning real life, and don't be afraid to fail. Everyone has this fear of failure. But if you want to achieve something big, you got to be able to accept big failure. Steve Sable had this quote I love, says, if you want to soar like an eagle, you can't crap like a canary. So you can't be afraid of taking big chances and big failures. You learn from that. Failure is fun.
Fail big. Don't be afraid to fail big. And I love the expression now, you've probably heard it, fail forward. Right? That's the only way to do it. So what's next for you?
What's next? Business number 45.
Yeah.
I'm working on a project right now, and it's basically like an entrepreneurship university, for lack of a better name.
Love it.
I want to teach entrepreneurship to those, but being taught by business people who have failed and succeeded, right? So it's not just about having a business success. You got to have tasted failure and learn from it. That what to me qualifies an educator. Absolutely. And it's a university where you're actually going to start a real company. And when you graduate, you'll have a self-sustaining, revenue-generating business upon graduation.
Wow.
So the certificate is not important because you're not taking this to get a job. You're taking this to have your own company.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. I can't wait. I can give you a lot of names because this whole series has been about entrepreneurs, talking about struggle and failure and what they've learned. So this city is filled with people who are generous with their lessons. How about some rapid fire questions to learn some fun facts about Emile?
Okay.
Who's your favorite superhero?
My father.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Favorite food indulgence?
Anything in Mediterranean, Italian, Greek, Middle Eastern food, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone you admire?
Right now it's you, Susan, for putting this show on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Emile. Something that not too many people know about you, like a secret.
A secret? Well, I was the first male employee of Laura Secord. Caused a lot of confusion in the corporation. A lot of people quit because of me.
Are you
I
kidding?
was 14 and I just wanted free ice cream. So, but yeah, I was the first male employee in the stores, and that caused a lot of confusion because it was an all-female store
Gosh,
business.
Laura
So,
Secord.
yeah, so
Wow.
I was a revolutionary at one point in my life at 14.
I would have never thought that they were female focused
Yeah.
and you were the first. Wow, that is fun. How about a favorite movie, book, or quote? You gave us a quote earlier, but what a favorite movie or a book?
Well, my favorite book would be Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence Others.
That's a great one.
You know, it shaped the way I think and how I treat other people and putting myself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
large. What's something that always makes you smile, Emile?
You know, seeing people around me smiling. I want to make people happy, and when other people smile, I smile.
I know it's contagious,
It
right?
is, yeah.
What's your definition of success in one sentence?
For me, it's the freedom and ability to travel wherever I want, whenever I want. So when I can do that, that's true success
True
for me.
success, for sure. Emile Salem, thank you so much for participating in this
Thank you
series.
for having me.
Collabspace.ca is where you can check out, and then stay tuned. Follow him on Facebook and LinkedIn because he's going to have more to come about the Entrepreneur University. I'm really excited about that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.